Okay, mic check 1 2 1 2. I got Yamu on the couch. What it do? What it do?
Hey, this is Yamu from the West Coast of Africa, musically known the smiling coast of Africa. I'm a data scientist, and I analyze data and I do real estate. If you're looking for millions, this is where you go to.
That was so bad. Pull that a little close. That was so bad.
I'm a nerd.
We are still celebrating the new year, you guys. We are in 2024 and we are having an amazing time. 2023 was great. Welcome to another New Year edition or episode of the Full Transparency Podcast with Donni Wiggins, where we have a whole lot of fun getting to know entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, but not just completely about their business, but I want you guys to get to know entrepreneurs the way that I get to know them as well. Today's guest is really, really, really special to me because I had an opportunity to meet you a couple of months ago. I've been working with you for several months, but I got an opportunity to work with you, to meet you in person a few months ago. And we're gonna tell this story, right? And I want to introduce you guys to one of the most excited and sweet entrepreneurs that I have had the opportunity to mentor, be a part of your journey. Your last name, Yamu, I'm not going to get this right.
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to let you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and tell us what you do.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes.
This is amazing. Amazing set. Thank you for the warm welcome. For everyone listening, my name is Yamu. No one can say it in America. And I'm from West Africa, but everyone basically calls me Yamu for short, and my last name is Camara. So Yamundao, if you want, with the African accent.
Yamundao.
Yes.
I can say it. Yes. I can say your first name, but your last name, I'm always going to say Camara.
It's Camara.
Or Camara, and it's Camara.
Camara.
Yamundao, Camara.
Yeah.
Yes. I just didn't want to butcher it, so I wanted you to give us your name the right way, but we affectionately call you Yamu. And let's talk about what you do.
Yes. I'm a data scientist for CDC. I'm also a statistical programmer for LabCorp, which I left 1 year ago. And I do real estate. So I buy cheap distressed properties, fix them, furnish them, and rent them to travel nurses, business professionals, insurance company. And I also do some properties for Section 8.
Oh, wow. Wait, let me get this straight, because I don't think I knew that you still have a job.
Yes. I see work for CDC as a data scientist.
Wait a minute, you guys. Wait a minute. This is about to get interesting, because before we get into this episode, what you have to know is that Yamu earns 7 figures from her real estate investments. From her real estate investment portfolio, she's generating over $80,000 a month cash flow just from those properties. But in addition to that, she is now generating over 7 figures from her mentorship program and courses and things that you sell to teach people to do what you do, which is why I'm like, you still have a job as a data scientist?
I do.
Okay. We have to talk about why are you still working?
A lot of you ask me that. Like, I love my job. So I'm a nerd, if you can tell by now. I love maths. I have a bachelor's degree and master's degree in information systems and mathematics. So the work that I do, it's not just like work. Like, I work for the department CDC that does infectious disease. So COVID, influenza, that's all in my team. And I'm the only one in my department that does data analysis. So everyone else is a lab scientist. So I love the fact that I get to change the world. I analyze all data for all 50 states.
Yeah.
All 50 public labs in the US. So every Friday I do send data to all 50 states. So it's amazing work, and I love what I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think there will ever be a point where you're saying, okay, my business is just doing so well, I have to put in my resignation?
No. So the work that I do, I can do it in my sleep. So it's not like I have to sit down on the computer and be there 9 to 5. Like, if you're in computer programming, I can. So let's say COVID happened. They want me to create a program that's going to be able to contain all that data, analyze, send reports and all of that. I could take 2 weeks and work on that, and I don't have to do anything for 6-7 months except click of a button and the report is generated. Yeah. So it's different if you have to sit in the office, and I work from home. Okay. So I don't have to be in the office. I don't have to sit 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So it's like I can do this in my sleep. I could take a weekend and create a program. If something happened again, maybe they want me to create a database that would do something, I can do that in my sleep. And it's also 6-figure job, high 6-figure job.
Okay. Oh, that's what I was about to ask. Yeah. Like, when you get your paycheck, it pales in comparison to what you're earning as an entrepreneur. Yeah. Yeah. And you're still like, it doesn't matter because this is what you love to do. Yeah.
It's like free money, basically. So sometimes I get in trouble a lot for not putting my timesheet because I forget. So we go for months without putting my time. I still get paid, but you have to do it for the system. And then I check and it's like 400,000 there. I've never touched it. Wow. Afterwards, because the money is piling up and I just got promoted. So every year I will get a promotion.
Does your company know that you're an entrepreneur as well?
Does the government know, you mean?
That's a good one.
Filing taxes, they
think they don't?
I don't know.
But do your supervisors know that, do they know that you're really like walking wealth?
No, I don't think so. I think one of my coworkers did see me on TikTok. So it's just you, and I just blocked him. Yeah.
That makes so much sense. I haven't worked at a job for an employer since 2014, but it became so difficult for me to stay employed. It was easy for me to leave, it was easy for me to want to leave, not necessarily easy for me to leave, because I had this like trauma attached to if I quit this job and my business doesn't go well, you know, I've let go of this job and I won't be able to find a job like that so easily. But there just came a time where I started to make so much money as an entrepreneur. And like you're saying, like my influence is raising on Instagram. You can kind of tell that, you know, things are a little different. And I started to get a little bit of resentment from the people in especially at a supervisory level, because now I make more money than you. Like, I'm here because I want to be here.
I'm working with scientists. I don't think they're that busy with, especially the lab scientists. They're not, especially the senior level ones. Like, I don't think they're on TikTok or Instagram at all.
Yeah.
So.
Do you know I went to college for chemical engineering?
No way. You did?
Yeah. I used to work in a lab.
Wow.
I went to school for chemical engineering. I did not graduate. However, I was such an amazing student that during my internship, the company that I worked for offered me a position to come on and work full time. However, I did not accept it because the last year that I interned with them, I just had to have a conversation with myself. Yeah. Like working in a lab.
Did you like it?
Working in a lab as a Black woman is not easy.
Tell me
right?
about it.
You're in there with all these white coat, white men who like to highlight your Blackness. Oh, yeah. But not always in the most respectful way. I was objectified, you know, a lot.
That's me all day. But I'm kind of, before it used to hurt a lot. I have to fight. I have to like speak up. And now I don't. So at CDC, like I'll go to work. So now 100% working from home. And I'll just go here and there if we have an event or something. I'll be in the elevator before the shutdown. And someone's like, oh, where you from? Because when you see me, you know I'm not from here. How did you get here? And then one of my coworker who also Black would say, oh, she would give them my bio. Oh, she got a scholarship, met President Obama, studied at Northwestern, got another full scholarship, and now she's a senior data scientist. I'm like, why do you have to? She said,
because.
Yes. And I was like,
because we do.
Yeah.
And say it one more time. She got a scholarship.
Yeah.
She met President Obama, graduated from Northwestern, and is here probably outworking the majority of the department, okay? Because we're going to highlight your Black excellence. Yeah. First of all, I have to stop real quick and just say this, you guys. I'm low-key disappointed that we didn't talk about your episode in advance because I want to be dressed like this. I am so captivated by your beauty right now. You are stunning.
Thank you. Well, you this is what 45 looks like.
This is what 45 looks like. But it's about you right now.
Thank you.
You are, I mean, the way that your bronzer is highlighting off of your skin, this smile, like this complexion, this, tell me about what we're wearing right now.
So this is a traditional Senegambian outfit. So it's mostly West African. So you find this in Mali, Senegal, Gambia. I'm from Gambia, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Guinea.
Okay.
Yep, Mali.
Okay.
So it's a traditional Mandinka outfit.
Okay, all the places that in world history I had to find on the map, like to pass my world history test. Oh my God.
Have you been to Africa before?
I have not been to Africa, and I hear that it annoys people who are from Africa when Americans say, I want to go to Africa. Because Africa is a continent. And it's like, where in Africa do you want to go?
Go to West Africa first.
Okay, tell me more. Where do I? Because I really want to. So I want to take my mom and my daughter to Africa next. Well, no, actually, I want to do it this year. Later this year. Tell me where I need to go. And Jesus Christ, the flights are insane.
It's long.
Well, the price, I'm okay with the long flight.
You might want to book way ahead till December, like in the summer. Everybody wants to go, and because the Afrobeats now, it's all over the place. Like everybody's obsessed with Afrobeat. So during that time is where everyone goes. Like all the people that are abroad wants to go and chill out during that time. So you want to book your tickets way earlier. Beginning of the year.
What month do I want to do this?
So if you want to go in December, around December, you might want to book around February.
So I need to go in December?
Yes. That's where everybody is there.
Somebody take notes on this. Where can I go where I can go to multiple places?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you go to Gambia, you could go to Senegal. If you go to Ghana, you could go to Nigeria as well. So I would say try West Africa first. We are the bomb. And I know the East Africans are going to come for me in the comments, but West Africa is the nicest place.
A friend of mine went to Africa in 2021, and we found out, at least so we think, and I want you to correct me right here on the spot, that we had been saying the name of Tanzania wrong, and it's actually Tanzania. Tanzania.
So it depends on the accent. So if you're from East Africa, you say Tanzania. If you're from West Africa, you have a different way of saying it.
How do you say it?
I would say Tanzania.
Okay. All right. Because that's a little different. Tanzania. Yeah, it's a little different than how we learned it here in the United States. So I want to make sure when I'm going that I'm respectful and I'm pronouncing all of the names correctly. You're from West Africa. How did you tell me about growing up in West Africa, because I got to find out how you decided to get here, take advantage of what is literally the American dream and build this empire. Let's go.
Of course, let's go. So my name is Yamu. You guys already know. I'm from a small country called the Gambia. It's about 2 million people. So it's really small. It's surrounded by Senegal. Actually used to be one country, and the French colonized one side and the English colonized the other side. So we go to school, we study English, Senegal, they study French. So it's basically the same country, the same everything. Small same country, the same people, the same everything. I grew up with I lost my parents my mom when I was 2, and my dad when I was 11.
Oh, wow.
And we're 7 siblings, and I'm the last one. So my sister, African culture is basically, let me explain the culture. It's different. So you might hear in the story like, whoa, that's wild. No, that's not wild in Africa. So my sister has to get married to take care of us because my dad was really old. So
did you lose both of your parents to age, like natural causes?
So my dad, yes.
Okay.
But my dad was sick, but my mom, they couldn't tell me. She was sick too, but they couldn't say what it was. Like, you don't have the means to say it was this, it was that. You get sick, you die, they bury you the same day or the next day. So it's not like here you do autopsy and stuff like that. But from what the symptoms I've been told, I think it was cancer. That's what I think.
Okay.
Nobody talks about it. They just say the person is gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my sister had to get married and take care of me and my brother, who's like 5 years older than me, 4.5 years older than me. So we had to go live in extended. So in Africa, we live in extended families. So let's say your dad has 4 wives, right? And each of the wives have kids. All of them are going to be in the same house, the cousins. So the brothers, your step brothers too, when they get married, they're gonna build a home in the same compound. So it's gonna be cousins and generations, 20, 30 something people in one house.
What?
Yeah. So
20, 30 something people
the
in
house
one
I
house?
group it's about 30 something people. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So she raised us with my brother, so we have to move from our village to their village, with her in-laws' village. But we're kind of related because it's the same tribe.
Okay.
So I grew up in that family. It wasn't easy. There was a lot of abuse, you know.
You were abused?
Oh, every type. Yeah.
By family?
Well, family, yeah. I would say distant family, because so when you grew up in a family that everybody has the same last name except you, so obviously what you don't belong, but it was clearly told to us that you don't belong several times. So my brother, when he became a teenager, he rebels a lot. For me, education saved me because I love school, so that was like my outlet.
Was that like, did you love school because you got a chance to get out of the house, out of that home environment?
No, so I was loved more at school because then I get praises. Teachers like, there goes the smartest girl. So instead of me getting that love at home, I'm getting at school because the principal is depending on me to put the school name on the map and stuff like that. And the teachers are nice. So when my uniforms are torn or they're too like worn out, some teachers will buy me shoes, some will buy me uniforms. So like I get that love there, but I'm not getting at home. So because of the abuse, I pee in bed. It's called bedwetter, I think. And for some of you that know about abuse, you know, kids that are abused usually do kids that oh my God.
No, go ahead. Kids that are abused normally have some kind of...
I'm gonna cry, so I'm trying not to cry so my makeup doesn't come out.
Because you're stunning.
Oh, thank you. All right, now you deflected me from the crying, which is great.
Yes.
But yeah, so I would pee in bed and I wasn't allowed to sleep on the bed. So
how old were you?
About, as long as I can remember, about 6, 7.
Okay.
So like age 8, I remember a lot of the abuse started more, like I started noticing. Before it's like normal because I was a kid, but then at age 8, 9, I started seeing, well, this is not done to the other kids, it's done to me. So for example, when I pee in bed, they beat me, so that wasn't working. So eventually they said, somebody told them, well, how about you try this? So what they did is called all the kids my age on the streets, on all the other houses, and I woke up in the morning and they're all the kids that I play with, all my friends, and they all have broomsticks. Broomsticks are like, we use it for sweeping. You probably will, some of you probably know what broomstick is. And they give them all broomsticks to beat me. So some would pour water on me and some would beat me. And then I'll have like all the brooms stickers in my skin. I'll be bleeding.
Were you the only person in the home that were being abused like this?
Yes.
Like you were, is it because you were the youngest?
No. There were kids that I was older than. There were also girls my age.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Why you?
I have no idea. But now, guess who's taking care of who? But yeah, so that's how it started. But it continued until I was 26.
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
I know.
So were
Physical
you
abuse.
By the age of 11, are you, because this is at the age now, you've lost both your parents.
Yes.
I know that your sister took a husband to provide. So you're not necessarily an orphan, or are you an orphan?
No. So my mom died when I was 2. So we were living with our dad, right? Then my sister had to get married because my dad is really sick. So while I was living with my sister, my dad was still alive until he died. So when we will go visit, me and my brother will go visit him at the other village until he passed away. Then fully we're 100% orphan. So I would say some people consider orphan as when your father dies. So maybe I'm orphan at 11, not 2. But some consider as when your mom dies, you're an orphan.
Yeah.
But in Islam, like I'm a Muslim, when your father passes away, then you're an orphan because your father's supposed to be taking care of you. Like, so that's how they look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're being abused from age 8. And I'm assuming that...
Age 8 is when I realized this is not right because I'm the only one this is being done to just me.
But your father is there. Is he too sick at that point to
He's sick and he doesn't know. Remember, I'm living with my sister, so nobody's know. Even my other siblings don't know because they don't live with us. So they actually, my brother knows now, and he's saddened about it. He's actually going through therapy.
How old are you today?
I am 34. I'll be 35 in March.
Okay, so this abuse continues until you're 26 years old. So you're recently in the United States.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in the U.S. Came in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I say it continued until I was 26, what happened was one of the kids from that family is a teenager, wanted to attack me or something. So he tried to fight me, and his dad beat me. So anybody was allowed to beat me, actually. So yeah, I was the manager, the breadwinner of the house, and I was promoted at work. I was the manager, technical support at my company that I work for, and I'm the breadwinner. Imagine, I'm paying all the bills.
Okay, wait. So you went to Northwestern?
Yes. So back home, I did my bachelor's there in computer science and mathematics.
You did it in Africa?
In Africa, yes.
Okay.
And then I got a job. So in my final semester at university, I started a nonprofit organization called Girls in ICT. So I teach girls how to write computer codes because I was really good at it, and I was one of like few girls doing computer science. So we have universities abroad in the UK that would send scholars to come and teach us in the summer, so intense programs. So I was really good. I picked up computer science, and I continued with it. So when I started a nonprofit organization, that's how the whole Obama started. So when I graduated, before I graduated, actually, I got an internship. So when I finally graduated, I was working as a software engineer for a company there.
So you're bringing all the money.
Yeah, I was getting paid like $4-something. That's about $16,000 back then. That's a lot of money.
$4 an hour.
No, yeah, basically. But that was a lot of money. And I was bringing that, and they beat me so much that I went to work, and my boss was like, "Who were you fighting?" And I was like, "I wasn't fighting. I fell." It was like, "You don't fail like this." And he just laughed. And I went to the bathroom and I cried because they didn't know I was going through that. But even my friends don't know. When I go to school, when I close, I just go to one of my friends' house because I just want to get home and lay down. So I'll just go to my friends, I'll hang out, do assignments, help them with stuff before I go home. Yeah, and then a few years later, I got the scholarship to come here.
Okay, well, wait. How old are you when you get the scholarship to come here?
2016. How old would I be? Maybe 20.
That was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You're how old again today?
I'm 34.
Okay. So you're about 28 years old, I believe.
Yeah.
Did we do that math right?
No. We did it right? No.
26 years old. You're about 26 years old.
Yeah.
And you get the scholarship to come here.
Yeah.
To get your master's.
Yes.
Okay.
So the scholarship, before I got the master's scholarship, so with the company, the nonprofit organization Girls in ICT, I teach girls how to code. It kind of blew up, and people keep sending me this link and say, "You need to apply for this. This is for Obama." President Obama started this program which brings influential youth Africans that are doing something in their countries to the U.S.
Okay, so now it's making sense.
Yes.
So you're applying to be a part of a special organized program, a fellowship.
Yeah, presidential guest.
Okay.
So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't compare to, the people that went through this program, people that are fighting, like doing stuff like war, helping in the war and stuff like that in their respective countries. Some FGM, female genital mutilation, they're fighting those things in their country. So I'm like, those are the people that are supposed to get this kind of scholarship, not me with my IT. So I didn't really want to apply. I was like, well, it's free. So I applied, and we went to the U.S. Embassy for the scholarship and the interview. So I keep going from one phase of interview to the next, and I was like, oh, this looks like I might get it. But then I was already looking because I was like, this abuse is too much. I need to get out. Yeah. So I was like, okay, started applying for universities already, but I can't afford them. So I was looking for full scholarship.
Hey, are you a service-based entrepreneur that helps your clients or customers get some type of result, but you're struggling to post and communicate your message on social media? You don't know how to type a caption that connects and gets people's attention and converts them from just someone who's following you on social to becoming your customer or your client? Great news is That's my superpower. So I'm sending you 3 text messages every single day, excluding major holidays, directly to your phone of exactly what you need to post to get people to buy and convert them into clients and customers. All you have to do is join my program, Post to Paid, and you can do so by texting the words Post to Paid to 404-737-2767. And the best news is just $37 a month. So hurry up, send me the text. I'm looking for it now.
The university from University of Illinois also sent me the application, said the confirmation that you got the scholarship.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you get approved, and I'm sure you're excited.
Very excited.
And now you have to leave home.
Yeah.
I know a lot of time, well, you're an adult at this point, but you know, it's like children, even in abuse, still find a way to love and respect the people who are abusing them.
Yeah.
So the feeling for you, the emotion, when it's time for you to leave, did you know that you were leaving for good at that point?
Yeah, I know I was leaving for good. So in my culture, you're betrothed to somebody before you even like start walking.
Say that word again. You're
betrothed. I think I'm saying it right. So when like, okay, Donni, you're gonna be married to this person.
Okay.
It's done. It's a done deal.
Arranged marriage.
Yeah, arranged marriage. I think it's called betrothed or besorted or whatever.
Okay.
But there's a word for it. So yeah. So I already knew who I was gonna get married to, and I didn't want to get married. I was like, I want school. Like I want better.
Wow. How did you wait? Because typically with arranged marriages, like they're just waiting for you to be teenage.
Yeah.
age.
My auntie was fighting for me because the school would tell him, you don't want this kid to go through this. Like, she's the smartest in the school. She's the this. And I kept going from, so basically, you grade 9, like, I don't know, 13, 14, you stop school and you start preparing to get married. So
This is real life.
Yeah, this is real life. This is real life. It's done deal. By 7, I already know, oh, that's going to be my husband.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is usually a man who's significantly older than you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you knew you were being groomed and prepared to be this person's wife.
That's the right word, groom, yeah.
But your aunt.
Yeah. My aunt keeps saying, I keep telling my aunt, so I will go to her because there are people that can tell this person is going to be something. There's like, this. I'm the only person from my village who graduated from college. So it's like she made it to high school. She's very smart. She doesn't take first in just the school. She takes first in the region. Yeah. There's something there, right? So she would go and beg the elders. By elders, I mean the men. So she would say, hey, I think, let's just, since we're not paying out of pocket, she's getting scholarship and she's moving from, primary school, now high school. She wants to go to university. They're like, no, it's time. He's going to go get married a second wife. And we want her to be the first one, not the second wife. You know what I mean? He was definitely going to marry multiple wives, but they wanted me to be the first and then there will be a second. So my auntie was like, let him marry his first, and she could be a second when she's done. And then the Obama fellowship came, and I was all over the news.
You're like, I'm getting the heck up out of here.
I was like, you guys don't know what I'm planning.
Now, when you get all this attention, does that not just increase the pressure to get you married? Like, we got to get her married.
My bride price went up.
Your bride price went up. What? What was your bride price before?
Yeah.
And then what did it go up to?
So my bride price would have been, a goat and some kola nut. I don't know if you guys know what kola nut is, but it's a nut that we use for ceremonial stuff. So we use it a lot for, weddings, funerals, marriage, or, you want to apologize to somebody if you offended them. It's very significant. So maybe a goat and a few kola nut, maybe white ones and red ones. But then
the cost of you was a goat and some nuts.
Yeah, at least I went to junior high, so that goat was good. Some do get a piece of land, farmland.
So when you become this now sensational, this international scholar that's being recognized for all your wit and genius, your bride price goes up.
Yeah.
To what?
Yeah, they were put. So it was supposed to be a cow, some farmland, and extra stuff. I didn't dwell into because I was like, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I filed for. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this. I filed for what's the immigration status that you file for to get your green card, but asylum.
Okay.
Yes. So I had to get my asylum. I filed it myself.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I
And
was-
you're old enough to do it in the United States.
Yes.
So you didn't need anybody to approve that for you.
No.
I noticed you're married.
Yes.
You would have been that person's second wife,
First wife.
first wife, but because you were waiting, they
Yeah.
were trying to at least say second
Yeah.
wife. You're married. Do you, now that you live in the United States, are you an advocate of multiple wives, that same philosophy?
No, I'm not. Like, so if I say I'm not, then I'm going against my religion. But people use religion to play with the culture. They use culture to play with religion, vice versa. So they will pick on what they want from the religion to make them feel better. For example, in the Quran, it says you can marry 4 wives, but only if you can love them equally and take care of them equally. Can you do that as a man? Can you love them equally? Can you treat them equally? So there was, so it's actually, this is how it says: you can marry up to 4, but only if you knew. If God says only if you knew one is best for you, but you say, yeah, okay, but I'm gonna still marry 4 because you know you can't be equal. You can't love them equally. You can't take care of them equally. So they just pick what they want and mix it with culture, and they just brainwash you with it. But yeah, I married my college sweetheart.
Is he American?
No, he's from my country, but different tribe. We met in college in my calculus or differential equation class.
So what if he said, I can love you equally?
Oh no, he's not into it.
He's not into it.
No.
Oh, I love this for you.
Oh yeah, I love it. I'm not even worried.
Yeah, I
No.
love. How long have you been married?
6 years now.
6 years. You married your college sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know, there is this show on, I think it's Hulu right now, called Black Cake.
Oh
Have you seen it?
no.
It is about a Black woman who is growing up in Jamaica. And a very similar story. I think everybody should watch it to kind of get a visual of what Yamu is talking about. But she is an expert level swimmer, and her father is preparing her to come into the United States and swim this race and all this good stuff. But he loses his business. His business is doing very badly. He takes a loan from this loan shark, can't pay him back. And ultimately the loan shark comes and says, pay me with your daughter. I want to marry your daughter.
Yeah.
And they go through with the wedding. But on the day of the wedding, he's killed.
Yeah.
And she flees and has to assume this other identity.
I need to watch that.
You need to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm telling you the whole thing.
Yeah,
but
don't
you're
tell
still
me.
going to be super excited.
Yeah.
But she had this sweetheart in Jamaica who was the love of her life, who he had the opportunity to go to university in London. And she lost him. You know, she had to disappear.
Yeah.
And they end up finding each other.
I need to watch
She
that. I
got the
love
love of her
stories.
life. So I'm not going to give you, I told everybody a freaking story.
I'm gonna watch it.
But my mom made me watch this on Christmas
Yeah.
Day.
Oh, wow.
And there's 8 episodes. And I watched maybe 6 of them at my mom's house. And I didn't want to watch them. I don't want to watch this movie about immigrants who did all this stuff. This isn't real life,
Yeah.
you know. And I go home that night and I finish watching it. And now I am sitting in front of you who has such a similar story. Like, this is not just in the movies. This is somebody's real life.
Even with that story right there, like you owe somebody, you probably can pay them the piece of land. They'll say, I'll get one of your daughters. Because they usually get 4 or 5 wives and they have multiple kids, and they will just say, oh, we'll just give you this man. And could be older guy. Yeah, very, very old. Could be a father's age sometimes.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
It's very sad.
I'm so sorry, but you're here now.
I'm here.
And so you're 26 years old. You get to the United States. Tell me what you see and think about the world.
It was shocking because first getting in a plane, you know, and then going to Northwestern, seeing everything in Chicago that I've never seen, and then meeting President Obama like this. That was like, whoa. I was like, I cannot, like, it was amazing. And then I met a lot of like dignitaries in the process, and then I had to leave and come back. So I had 2 visas. I had a presidential guest visa and I have the university visa. So I had to leave because you can't come in one visa and then continue with the other one. So you have to leave the United States, whether I have to go to Canada or somewhere. I don't know anywhere else except African fee. So I went back and came the next day.
The next day?
The next day. because my aunt just started not everybody, they didn't know I was here.
Wow.
So he's like, oh, when she comes, then she can go and get married. But then when I got there, we left DC on Friday. So we met President Obama on the 1st. Then left DC, I think, I might be missing a date, but it was a Friday. Got home in Africa, it's nighttime, evening time on Saturday. And Sunday morning, I was on the flight to come back.
You were like, I am getting out of here.
I didn't even take my clothes. I left everything at the university here.
Okay.
At Northwestern University, the coordinator that was coordinating the whole fellowship, I was like, hold my bags, hold everything. I only took what I was giving my sisters and her kids and stuff. And then I just fly back.
Wow. I want to make sure they hear every piece. Take your mic for me and tilt it. No. Just tilt it like this in front of your mic. Okay. Yes. I love this. Okay. So now we're at Northwestern. Your life is changing for you.
Yes.
You are a part of this fellowship program. You do very well. You have this great job.
Yes.
How do you now take an interest in real estate?
Yes. So real estate, taking interest in real estate goes back to me, my childhood. So when I was living in Africa as a child, because I wasn't allowed to lay in the beds, even though there were beds and guests will come and they will sleep on the beds, but I wasn't allowed. And all the other kids, of course, will sleep on the bed. I would go to the shopkeeper on the junction and I will ask, the shopkeeper will give me boxes like cartons and I'll cut them in rectangular shapes and I'll sleep on them. So I'll wait till it's almost dark, like 7-8 p.m. and I'll go to the shopkeeper and he will give me the boxes. So he already knows. It's like we have an agreement, but we don't talk about it because I'm embarrassed. So I'll take those boxes and I'll sleep on the floor. So when I mean floor, I don't mean like floor here. I mean like floor, like sand.
Wow.
So I'll lay down and on the wall, like at night. So I'll go to the trash or something. Like we throw all the trash in one place. So kids can go and pick up dirt stuff and put them together. So I'll go look for touchlight and batteries, used batteries, and I'll use it at night. So when the bugs are like biting me, I had a lot of bed bugs and different kind of bugs. So I'll wake up at night and I'll just put it on the wall and kill them. So I'll turn on the touch and kill the box on me. When it's unbearable, and I'll sleep again.
Is that the flashlight?
Yes, the flashlight.
Okay.
So I can see the box, so I can kill them, right, from my skin and also on the wall. And those are the times, like, imagine me being 11, 12, whatever age that was, thinking, hey, when I make it, like, when I grow up, I'm going to buy a house. I'm going to study so hard. Because, everybody's like, you go to school, you do great, you become something. So I was like, when I make it, I'm going to buy a house. And I used to like admire my friends that have homes. So I'm obsessed with my friends that have parents and they have homes. And I see their beds and I see their toilets. Because their toilets, like the toilets you flush. My toilet is different. It's like a hole in the sand and you just do it there.
And cover it up.
No, so it's a hole inside. You just do it and cover it up and go.
Wow.
So I used to be.
Man, get some tissue.
Okay. Makeup is messing up.
Is this okay to talk about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Can I take a break? All right.
Yeah. You still look beautiful. Don't worry about your makeup.
I
know that it's so tough, but your story, Yamu, and your journey is so important and it's so inspiring. I am learning things about you that I wouldn't have imagined. You are sitting in front of me looking like a queen, like royalty. And when we see this sometimes, we never know what the story is behind the person that has the life that they have today. And what you're doing, what you've done with your life and what you're continuing to do with your life will literally change so many lives. You sharing your story, I know it triggers painful memories for you and painful moments, but you're saving some little girl who's being abused right now. You're saving somebody who's living in poverty. You are giving so many people hope with your story, and I'm just so grateful that you chose this platform to share with.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So around those times, during that time, I always wanted, I knew I wanted to buy one house one day.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be 47 later, but yes. But yeah. Oh, sorry for crying.
because of your obsession with people who have parents in homes, you start to look at real estate.
Yeah.
How'd you get into it?
Yeah. So when I graduated from college, I was looking for, internship. So when you graduate as an international student, you have to get your visa sponsored by a company, meaning the company say, well, we'll sponsor your visa to get a green card while you work for us. If not, you only have 1 year and you have to leave. So I was applying every kind of job, like interviewing, writing all programs, if you're engineer, if you're in the tech field, you know that when you're applying for positions, they give you a live code, meaning they give you a question right here, like a difficult question, and say code live while they watch you.
Okay.
So they see how you solve problems.
They test you on the spot.
Yeah. So I did multiple, and I wasn't getting the jobs. Like sometimes I would get the job, and they would say, "Oh, sorry, we can't apply. We can't sponsor your visa." Or sometimes the pay is really low, and I know how much they're paying. So eventually, I got the CDC one. I didn't even know. The recruiter I was working with didn't know. I didn't know it was CDC. It just said classified.
Okay.
I just did the test, did the interview, and in the final round they said, well, the director of the department is going to be there, so make sure it's quiet, it's this, it's that. There was so many rules, and I was like, it's just a job. I've done this multiple times, and I know how to solve these problems. And then after the interview, first it turned out really bad because the apartment we were living in, the person that does the lawn decided to do the lawn that day. So everything, the noise, everything, and they just told me no noise, nothing. So I was like, oh, this is going bad. So I moved. They said, it's fine. I said, hello, you guys there? They said, yeah, go ahead. So I was like, after the interview, I was like, I'm not going to get this. And then the next day they emailed, the recruiter called and say they loved you so much they want you to start. Send me your green card. I was like, I don't have a green card. He was like, wait, what? You don't have a green card? I was like, no. So he hung up. He said, I'll call you back. So he said, I was like, oh, there goes the job. I'm not gonna have that job. Then he said, well, they loved you so much they said they don't care. So
wow.
Yeah, so I got it that way.
Okay.
I got the job that way. So before the job, let's back up a little bit. So
Okay.
before the job at college, so I had a full scholarship, right? So the scholarship I study, I analyzed the university's data, the student data, and they waive my tuition fees. But I didn't have to pay the other bills. But the
Okay.
tuition is 100% paid off.
Okay.
And I get $1,000 stipend. So in the stipend, I have to pay $500 for student insurance, which is very expensive. And I have to pay all the bills as well, bus pass and rent. So I have roommates, like I have 2 roommates. So what happened is one of the students, their parents will buy them homes in their name and their child will stay in one unit, and then they will rent out the other units, the other bedrooms. So I was one of the ones that are renting, and other friends. So I was like, this is a cool idea. I always like, this is a good idea. I always wondered of buying a home. If I'm ever gonna buy here, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna rent out the 2 units. So I started researching real estate a lot. I was like, when I get a job, I'm gonna do this. But I was like, I know I can't. It's gonna take a while. I didn't know anything about credit or anything. So that's how I was like, okay, I know about buying homes, but I didn't look at it as an investment. Because then me and my other, so instead of the student renting 1 bedroom or 2 bedrooms, they're renting per mattress. So what they do is they will have us and Indian students. I was in class with most Indian because I did computer science. We will bring our mattress and we'll rent out. So in 1 bedroom, we'll have 4 mattresses.
Okay.
So they were basically 10x.
So it's a dorm room, essentially.
It's like a dorm room.
It's like a home with 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
But it's like a dorm room because
Yeah.
there's like 4 beds.
Yeah, in
Okay.
each room. So they were making a lot of
Crazy money.
Yeah, so I was paying like $300 and something. So imagine what others are also paying, and the mortgage probably not even up to $1,000. This is 4 years,
Genius.
5 years ago. So I was like, this is genius. I want to do this. When I get my job and this, I'm going to do that. So when I got the CDC job, I saved up my little money and I was like, I'm ready. So I was looking for houses here. I was like, there's no way I can afford a house here. Let me look where I started. So I started looking outside of Chicago, smaller towns. At this time, I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening, try mindset changing, listening to things that's gonna, empower me and help me and inspire me. And I just listen to different stories. A lot of people will say, work with local banks, do this, do that, start with a small property, walk your way up. And that's what I did. So my first property I found was $52,000 triplex, and I had $8,000 at that time.
It was a $52,000 triplex, and you had saved $8,000.
$8,000, yeah. My
Okay.
down payment was $8,000 on that 52, but there's a huge story. Do you want to hear the backstory?
Let's hear it. Did you have credit that you were already building?
No. So
Okay.
this is why I wanted to give you the backstory, because I didn't know anything about credit. I was in the university life, school, home, study.
Okay.
That's it. So when I wanted to start investing, I called the bank, because everybody says on YouTube, call the local banks, work with them. So I called all the local banks in that city, and none of them, like some of them would just hang out. Some of them, when they hear my accent, they don't even know what I'm saying. And when I tell them I don't have, they was like, well, what's your credit? And I was like, I don't have that. I have a debit card. They was like, no, you have to have it. Mind you, I'm working right now, but I don't even have credit because I don't know anything about credit. So one of the banks got to listen. The lady got to listen to me. Now she's the vice president of the bank, and I get to work with her, and my mentees also get to work with her. But she listened to me, and she was like, I know you. I can feel your passion for this business from the phone, but you don't have a credit. It's like you're newborn. You're just here. You just got your social. It's like you're just born. So you don't have any credit, no history.
Yeah.
What I will do is go get a Discover card. And you say you work for CDC, right? Go and get a secured line of credit or whatever. Secured credit card, I think.
Yes,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I'll go do that. He said, do that and come back next year. But at this point, I'm information overwhelmed. Like I'm obsessed with reading. So I read all the books. I bought books. I listened to podcasts. I'm ready. So I was like, I can't wait. Let me find a deal that they're not going to be able to resist. So I still went ahead and did the whole credit stuff, got the credit cards, kept them going, put light bills on it, everything. So I was like, I can't wait till next year. I want to do this now. So I was like, let me find a deal and bring it to them that they cannot say no to.
Bring it to the bank.
Did the bank, yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I did. I found this deal. The owners are going through a divorce, so they wanted to sell and just settle. So it was actually worth 90-something thousand, but I bought it for, it was listed for 60-something. Now it's worth 90-something thousand, but it was listed for 60-something thousand. I got it to 52. I went on a contract without having any money.
Okay.
And then I presented to the bank, and I say, present by putting the numbers, analyzing, because I'm really good at numbers. So I analyzed, put everything, and I sent it to her. So, because I already got her email, we've been communicating, and she was like, we can't. And I told her, this is my credit. I printed everything from the credit report and everything, and I sent it to her, plus the details on the property and the numbers. And I say, this property is already rented, all 3 units. This is how much it's gonna bring. Even if only one tenant pays, I'll be able to cover the mortgage, because the mortgage is only $300 and something. So I was like, and the rents here for 2-bedroom was $750. Multiply that by 3.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, okay, I'll look at it and we'll get back to you. The next day she was like, yeah, the underwriting team wants to do it. And we did it. And fast forward 47 doors.
47 doors. So I don't want to go that far forward. You get this first property. You close on it.
Yeah.
It's cash flowing.
No.
It's not cash flowing.
Everything went wrong.
Okay.
Everything.
Tell me more.
So the numbers, the agent lied on the numbers, the agent that I was working with, the property manager also lied. So everything was wrong.
Lied about what?
Lied about the numbers. So one tenant had already left or almost about to leave.
So it wasn't as occupied as you thought it was.
Occupied.
Okay.
And then the basement unit tenant hasn't paid for years or once.
So they told you what they're supposed to be paying, but they weren't paying anything.
No, there was no money coming in. There was
Okay.
no money coming in. And that made sense, that the reason why they wanted to get rid of it right away, sell it for that cheap price and move on. So everything was wrong. And then it was so bad to the point that I have to use my own, like my everything that I have to put it on that house. So what I did was I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go through this strategically. Like I'll take the unit that the tenant just left, which is in a good shape, and I'll just do the little thing, cleaning, and get a tenant in. I did that, have a Section 8 tenant, so one unit's rented, right? And then COVID had already happened. This is April of 2020. So COVID had happened, and then the tenant downstairs in that city, they were doing relief funds for tenants who are behind rent, right? So we applied. So I applied with the tenant, and the money was sent to my property manager then.
Okay.
So they gave us like about $7,000 or $8,000 to us because of their rent, right? The rent relief. So that's what I used to do the other units and then have them rented.
Okay.
But then another problem came. The property manager, since now it's cash flowing, he's taking the money. So he would give me receipts he would give me receipts from like Minaj, Lowe's receipt of.
Hey, CEO, Donni Wiggins here, and I am so excited to announce my new mentorship group is dropping. You may have already heard about it, but I wanted you to hear it from the horse's mouth directly from me. My new mentorship group, Actionable CEO, for entrepreneurs who are interested in professional growth, personal growth, and financial growth. You want to learn from me. Y'all have been asking for this for the last 3 years, and I have finally brought Actionable CEO back to serve you every single week. Direct mentorship from me. You will also hear from other people who are in my community that I believe will be greatly impactful to you. You're going to get behind the scenes. We're going to be spending some time together live. This is not pre-recorded. This is live mentorship. So if you are an entrepreneur and you want to be connected, feel connected, you want to elevate your brand, you want to elevate your life, you want to elevate your level of success, Actionable CEO is for you. ActionableCEO.com. See you there.
Or the property he's mighty and say, oh, this maintenance happened, or this maintenance. So the money was.
So he's frauding.
Yeah. So
he's
Section 8 is
fraud.
paying. Yeah. Section 8 is paying.
Yeah.
I know because I see the email and everything.
But he's giving you these false receipts.
Yes.
Work that he did somewhere else.
Yes.
And saying this is your fee.
Yes.
And now your profits are going to him.
Yes.
For
everything.
some falsified repairs.
Yes. Yes, that's what was happening. So everything that could go wrong in a real estate project was going wrong. Like you're cash flowing, but you're not really cash flowing because the money is not coming to you.
Right.
But I was like, this, there has to be something wrong because in the receipts, I'm a detailed person. You already know. I'm going to check. I follow on landlord groups. I joined the city landlord group and I'll ask the landlord, would a contractor charge this much for this square footage? And they would say, no, this is, like one contractor did my whole flooring for quarter the price of
he
this.
Took advantage of you not being American.
Out of state and not American and being black and, all of that and naive and, young because I was really passionate about it. So I was like, you know what, I'm a fine because he kept saying this contractor, the contractor, and he would say the contractor's name. So I've heard the contractor's name multiple times. I was like, well, how many names of that can you have in one city? I'm a data scientist. I'm going to find this person. And I did.
I'm pulling up, baby. I'm pulling up.
I found him and I called him and he's like, who's this? And I explained everything to him. He's like, well, I'm on the roof right now, roof work right now. I get up at this time. You can call me then and we can talk. So I talked to him and I was like, hey, I'm, introduced myself. And I said, I own this property so-and-so. You worked on it before. He said, yeah, I worked on it before. It's a good property, blah, blah. Before it were issues, but now everything should be fine to go. And I was like, if I send you receipts, can you tell me if this is like the work you did? And I told him everything. He's like, no, this receipt is for that property. Because he does maintenance for
the other
properties too. He said, this is for this property, this is for that property, this is for that property. I was like, thank you. He said, he's an older guy, honest. Sometimes you meet these honest people, they're like gems and they don't want anything they don't work for. He's that type of person. And he's like, I don't mind doing a 3-way.
And confronting
I don't mind, but let me know. And I was like, no, that'll be fine. I fired him and I called him and I was like, would you be interested in working with me if I get another property? He said, yeah, that man has made me millions. He works 100% full time for me now.
Wow.
That's how I met him.
I love this. I love it. Okay. So now you've identified the property manager is taking your money. You got rid of him. Now you are cash flowing.
Yes.
Well, profiting from the cash flow. And you say, I want to do this again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I was like, okay, where else can I find a deal this great? I've been scouting the same city. I'm not finding this deal because those comes once in a while. Like how many people are getting divorced and selling their homes, right?
Yeah.
So I need to find those distressed properties or motivated sellers. And I joined this different podcast is that, like Bigger Pockets. And I see that Cleveland, everybody's talking about Cleveland. Like all the investors from California are coming to Cleveland buying for cheap and cash flowing really great, like 10 times their money, getting their income back. So I was like, okay, I'll look for Cleveland too. So I introduced myself in the Cleveland community in the Bigger Pockets. And I said, hey, my name is, I'm bold. I introduced myself and I was like, my name is so-and-so. I'm a new investor. I'm looking in the Cleveland area. Where should I look? What should I do? And at this time I'm cash flowing. And the bank, I contacted the bank and they was like, your numbers look great. Whatever you're ready. Let's do it again.
Let's do it.
And I was like, okay, my minimum is 10 grand. So I need to save up 10 grand. So everything, sometimes I don't get paid yet. And I say, today's Friday. So when I get paid next Friday, that's going to push me to 6,000 saving. Okay, the next one I'm going to get there. So I'm always calculate everything I have. I'm putting it back.
Okay.
So I found this community and I reach out to different people, different agents there. And I start looking for properties. There's this guy who's an expert investor in Cleveland, and basically he tells you what areas are A areas, B areas, C areas, like neighborhoods, right? But he's a white guy. And this lady there who's also an agent saying, well, they were going back and forth in the bigger pocket saying, you are labeling the black community as the D and F. You shouldn't be right. Don't tell her where she needs to invest away. I was like, this person feels like knowledgeable and is very passionate. Let me reach out to her. And then I did, and I worked with her. So I started looking for properties in the areas that she suggested. And I found this property for $68,000, duplex, brick house, all renovated. All renovated. Yep, this is 2020. So the owner buys homes from auctions and has a construction company. And she fixes them. She's a black lady too. She fixes them and then she sells them. So I bought it from her, already tenant occupied, already cash flow. I presented to the bank. They said yes.
Wow.
Yep. I put 20% down on a 68,000 property. So remember all the people in the group that were telling me, don't buy in this area. It's a D area. It's a C area.
Yes.
The same people, I see their card. You know, when somebody send you a card in your mail and say, we want to buy your home. The same people, they want to buy it for 165.
No way.
165,000 they want to buy it for. I bought it for 68,000.
Wow.
That's how you know your properties like do not sell. Yeah.
So right now it is you're buying and holding.
Yes.
Your first property. This property you renovated and did what with ultimately? Did you rent this out as well?
It's already rented. It's already rented. Yep.
So do you focus primarily on purchasing real estate that you can get at a great price, low cost of repair, and you're wanting to hold on to the property?
Yes. So when I started, it was just Section 8 because it's COVID time. I want to get my money in the first of the month instead of struggling, especially being out of state. If the tenants don't pay, what are you going to do? And the property manager can't do anything, and you can't evict anyone. So I primarily focused for 1 year just Section 8. I still do Section 8. But then 2021 happened, Airbnb booming, short-term rental, mid-term rental. I was like, I should do that too because I'm already a landlord and it's happening here in Atlanta. So I started in Atlanta doing arbitrage. And I was like, instead of doing arbitrage here, how about I take all that cash that I'm getting now and buy in the cities that I'm already invested in.
Explain arbitrage to someone who's watching that doesn't know.
Yeah, so arbitrage basically means you go to a landlord who already has a property and you rent a property from them and then you sublease it.
Okay.
Yes. So you rent from them, you furnish it, and then you rent it out to maybe a guest, a vacation person, somebody who's here for vacation, and then you take the difference.
Okay.
Yeah, you pay them the rent and you pay it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me do that in Atlanta here because everybody's doing it here. So I did that as well, plus the income that I'm getting on those properties. And then I started buying my own in the smaller cities that I invest in Illinois.
Okay.
So
you don't buy any properties in Atlanta.
Oh, now I do.
Now you buy properties in Atlanta.
Yeah, now I can afford.
Are you getting good prices?
Yes.
Are there good deals?
Great deals.
Right now?
Great deals. Because
Okay.
I buy in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Because then all the movie crews, because I'm doing midterm rentals, the movie crews will rent for 8 months, 1 year. Because this is a lot of movie crews. The nurses will rent. Businesses will rent for their contractors or their employees for months, and I don't have to worry about bills going high. And they pay me. Insurance companies would pay me $12,000-13,000 a month on a property that if I rent a market rent, I'll get $3,000 for.
Yeah, and I know this to be true. I before movie productions started moving to Savannah. It was here in Atlanta, and 2013 to 2018, I owned a property management company where I focused specifically on athletes or movie productions. And so they want to rent, I did the arbitrage method as well. They want to rent property for their cast, property for their crew, property for their directors, things like that, property for their assistants and you know, supporting team. And sometimes for your cast, especially if you get like a high budget production, I remember renting out this townhome in Buckhead for $10,000 a month. It was furnished. I rented it for $10,000 a month and turned around and rented it for $35,000 a month to the production house for their cast members.
That's amazing.
But that happened over, and I was working in a condo building at that time, so I used to focus on finding private owners inside my condo unit, my condo building, who maybe they were struggling to keep up with because it was, you know, a high mortgage, or people who had started having families and they want to now rent. I would do the same thing. I'd talk to them and be like, hey, we get movie productions that come in all the time that are looking for secured living and like high-rise lifestyle. Can I rent it? You know, if I could get you X amount, can I rent it? And I would tell them, like, I am going to overcharge whatever your minimum need is and keep the difference.
Because you're furnishing it too, right?
Yes, sometimes sometimes the deal will be so good, Yamu, they're already furnished.
Oh, that's awesome.
But then other times it was furnished, or other times we furnished it, and I didn't even have to do that. I had another partner who owned a furniture company. And not like a business partner, but someone that I partnered with to provide the furniture. So I didn't even have to worry about that. My job was to find the renter, find the property, and then connect all the dots.
For me, my goal was to own. Always been owning, but I wanted an influx. I wanted to tap in because arbitrage was hot. I wanted to take all that money and buy my own properties, and that's what I was doing. So all the influx, I got about, I think, about 8 arbitrage units in Atlanta, and all the cash flow I was getting, I was buying my own properties somewhere else out of state, and I was repeating the same model. So everything, I was keeping it. So I started buying package deals. So package deal basically mean buying maybe 5-10 properties in one deal, in one transaction. So that's what I would do, and my contractors would just keep fixing and flipping. So I used
How on earth do you find a package deal?
Connections.
These are typically unlisted properties?
Yes.
Okay.
Off-market deals. So most of them, I'll find them on, you were surprised, on Facebook landlord groups. So for each city that I'm investing in, I'm in the landlord groups, and I will connect with the person that's the most active.
Are you in these groups yourself now, or do you have other people who are in it?
No, my team is in it, and I'm in it too.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have wholesalers that will send me a deal, but I'll just make sure I'm in the right places, so the wholesalers will reach out to me. Now I don't find deals, they find me.
So you're not necessarily wholesaling. You work with wholesalers.
No, so I work with wholesalers. They bring me deals. I'm the investor. They bring me a deal. I buy the property. They make their profit. I turn around, fix the property. My team furnishes it. Before I used to travel and furnish it. That was hard. But now my team furnishes it. My contractors do the work. They know exactly how so if the exit strategy, meaning if it's Section 8 property, they know how to fix it specifically. If it's a midterm rental, they know how to fix it. If it's going to be we're going to do 3 short stays, like 3 stays, 4, they know how to fix it as well. So midterm rentals and short-term rental fixing will be different from Section 8.
Sure.
Right? And then my team will furnish it as they're going. So that's how it grows. Yeah.
So you don't really focus on, the only long-term rental you do really is Section 8.
Yes.
You're not like just trying to go buy a house to rent out for 12 months at market price.
No.
You're looking for either Section 8, which overpays typically.
Yes.
And then you're also looking for production companies or anybody who would need a short-term rental that's willing to overpay because it's also furnished. They don't have to worry about any of the details, utilities included, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So right now I have a huge contract with a solar company back there in Illinois. So the solar company, they're fixing all the solars in that region, like central Illinois. And I have a contract with them, about 20 people. So I'm hosting all 20 of them for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't have to worry about the clients.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now I'm pulling this up. Now you teach people how to do this.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, Yamu. You have caused quite a stir on my social media page.
Oh my God.
I am looking for this post real quick because y'all, okay, hold on. Where is the freaking post? Is it on Actionable CEO? Hold on, let me get it.
Did you tell them I'm Actionable CEO?
Yeah, so I think I told them in the beginning. So you guys know that I have a mentorship community called Actionable CEO, where I work with entrepreneurs to develop them professionally, personally, and financially. Mm-hmm. And basically what that means is I come in weekly and I teach strategies and principles that will help you to become a better entrepreneur. I'm looking for this post at the same time. I don't see it. Can somebody just tag me the link? Okay. I teach entrepreneurs actual strategies, but the strategies are not always how-tos in your specific industry. Yes. Sometimes they are overarching how-tos that apply to all industries, right? Things that you can do, habits that you can change, mm-hmm. habits that you can implement, practices that will help you to be more profitable, books that you should read to yes. make you work just a little bit harder, yes. right? And so let me tell y'all about yourselves, because Yamu is an actionable CEO. And I made this post. Y'all see this? Y'all remember the oversized pink blazer that they were talking about?
Somebody was like, well, what's up with the oversized blazer? I was like, if I have to explain it, then you didn't get the point.
Somebody literally said, I don't trust her because her blazer is an oversized pink blazer. So I want you guys to see this post, because I posted this and the post did very, very well. And I cut Yamu off a lot in this conversation. And instead of focusing on the story that we were telling,
yeah,
everybody was focused on the fact that I didn't really let you do a whole lot of talking. And I want to explain this for just one second.
We talked for a long time.
Let me tell y'all this, and you've probably already picked this up. Your girl, Yamu, can talk, yes. honey. Yamu can talk. And so what happened was, on this particular video, I had just spoken at a conference mm-hmm. for Miss Skittles. You were in attendance of this conference. Mm-hmm. And when I got off stage, Yamu comes to the back and she's so full of her. Oh my God, Donni, I'm so excited to meet you. I am one of your Actionable CEO mentees. I have been in your group since the beginning, and you helped me make millions of dollars and blah, blah, or you helped me make $1 million and da, 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 and I'm like, wait, slow down. What did I do? Like, how did I help you do this? And she's telling me all these things that I'm going to let you tell. Mm-hmm. But because we had talked for a long time and there was so much energy, my assistant then comes over. She sees us talking and she sees your excitement and she's like, wait, do that again real quick.
Yeah.
At this point, my feet hurt.
Yeah.
I have to use the bathroom.
I had to.
And I had another engagement that I had to immediately get to another engagement. So to recap what was happening here, I kind of controlled the conversation mm-hmm. because I couldn't do another 15 minutes. We had to go. So for everybody who said, Donni, you didn't let her tell her story.
I wish they followed me and see how I talk on my page. I'm not the type to shut down. Like,
she is not going to tell. She's not going to give you the Cliff Note version, people. So I invited, and I had already invited before this. I had already invited. I said, Yamu, you got to come and sit on the Full Transparency podcast because your journey, number one, is so inspiring. But not only have you made multiple seven figures from actually investing in real estate, but you've now made seven figures from teaching other people how to do it.
Yes.
And that day you credited me for being your mentor and helping you along the process. Mm-hmm. Can you tell your story? Yes. Okay. I'll shut up.
So I started February doing so when I started posting my journey, so my contractors at Donni work, they would send me pictures and I'll post it. So I've created a whole page just for me to hold myself accountable. So a lot of people reach out and say, hey, how do you do this? But how do you manage them out of state? But how do you get this contract? And I'll give them feedback and they'll come back and say, I did what you said and this, I'm closing. And I'm like, I didn't start charging people. Eventually I started, because I'm passionate about it, I was taking so much time for my time just to help people. And then somebody said, well, how much would you charge me if you want to just hold my hand and do it? And I was like, I'll charge you. How much would you pay? It was like $2,000. I was like, you pay me that much? So I started that way. And then I started charging $5,000. So I had a couple, like maybe 5-7 people that I would do one-on-ones, but it was so exhausting because I gave them to call me anytime in the day. Some of them would call me at 6 a.m. Like they will call me anytime, and I was like, this is exhausting. So I was like, I need to find a way. So I follow all coaches, people that do coaching, you included, plus social proof of guys and other coaches as well. So I follow coaches to see how they're doing. I'm like, I need to do group coaching too. So now when I was done with those mentees, that's when I started doing group coaching. I first started in February, right? So I started charging $2,000 for group coaches, and then I wanted, like, after the program, they will tell me literally, you need to increase the price. Like, you give us everything in this program, and I have a high return with the clients. Like, the mentees' success rate is so amazing. You can check my page on it. But then I was like, I don't know if I increase the price, it's gonna work out. So I've been following you before you even announce, the Actionable CEO already. So pricing, I always go on so that you and David's podcast, about pricing or social media stuff, and I will listen to those and say, "Ooh, should I increase my price? Should I not?" So when you announced that you have an Actionable CEO, I was like, I need to join. But at that time, you already had, I think, 1 month already started. So when I joined, you already have lessons there. So the ones that I listened to, one of them about confident about your pricing, and if you're giving value, you need to be able to. If you're actually confident what you do, you should be able to charge, and people respect you more if you give value and you match the price because you're giving so much. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and increase the price to $3,000.
Okay.
And then that happened, and then so I was making like 200 students. So my first one was like 90 something students, or 80, like less than 100, and then I started over a little bit over 100. Then I had 200 students, and I was like, this is overwhelming. So when I increased the price, I go 118, but I was making exactly the same amount when I increased the price, and the quality of the students increased. I was like, this is less, mute yourself, do this. It was just low maintenance. And I was like, this is amazing. So that's what I was saying. After that increase the price, I crossed over 1 million right away. And you see in the screenshot. So for those of you who are doubting, I did make the million, and she did help me.
and this is so important because honestly, I did not even know that was your experience until we met in person. Yeah. And I'm hoping you would have told me by now in the group if we had not met. But we happened to meet that day, and she's like, I came. In fact, you told me I bought a ticket to this event just to come and tell you in person that this is what you've helped me do in my business. And I think it's so important as people are talking about coaching programs and mentorship programs. There are so many coaching programs that aren't really helping people get results. Yeah. And then there's this other mindset that people have that I have to have one-on-one help. Yeah. I can't come in and be in a group setting, or I can't come in and listen to the recordings and get results. But Yamu comes in. She's a month late it's not even late. You join Actionable CEO whenever you want. But she comes in and she finds the information that's relevant to you at that time. And it's like, I need to take my business to the next level, but pricing is holding me back. I don't have the confidence. She comes in and she basically finds the specific lesson, apply everything that I suggested to do, and business. Yeah,
the books, the confidence, the first book actually. The monk who sold his Ferrari. Yes. So everything I read, like, so this is the thing. I'm not a business person. Like, what I studied has nothing to do with business at all. So I had to have a coach to help me, and I know the business was going to scale, but I didn't know how to scale it. Like, I was like, okay, I know some people are charging more, and based on my results and my testimonials, I need to increase it, but why am I not confident enough? And I'm actually offering free Friday classes as well, just to make it sweeter. So you say, oh, it's expensive, but you can get the Friday class too. But that too, I'm taking time from my time. I didn't need to do that. So everything I learned, I go and apply, and then I'm a execution, like I'm a person that executes. Like I take action. Yeah, I rather just take small information, execute, than take read the whole book.
Yeah.
And then not do it. So I just do one chapter, go apply that. If that works, then I go keep going. If it doesn't work, what went wrong? I'm a problem solver, so I work that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Yamu is the first actionable CEO that we've interviewed on Full Transparency.
Yay.
Yeah, I believe so. And it was honestly your energy that did it for me. There are so many people in the group who have made more money since learning the strategies that I teach and the principles that I teach inside of Actionable CEO. Every single week I say, drop a 1 in the chat for me if you made more money since being an Actionable CEO, and the chat goes crazy. You see it. But it was just, you are literally passionate.
Yes.
And you have taken your story, something that is tragic. Your upbringing is tragic. The things that happen to you are awful. And you represent what I represent, which is being a voice of hope.
Yeah.
Like suffering through because you know one day it's going to be different for you, and having the confidence to share your story, to say, I grew up in poverty. By the age of 11, I was basically an orphan. I had this prearranged marriage on the horizon. I was abused every way possible.
Yeah.
But I'm going to leverage this story, as painful as it obviously still is.
Yeah, I still have PTSD.
Yeah. I'm going to leverage this story, and I'm going to do something different with my life and use it as an example of what is possible, even when it feels like you're dying on the inside. I love your story so much and your energy.
Thank you.
You went through some stuff, Yamu, and you have this excitement for life that is just beautiful and inspiring. We just filmed an episode of the Social Proof podcast before this episode that you and I are doing right now. And I said that I am often asked what motivates me and keeps me going. And I have more discipline than I have motivation. I am honestly not always motivated to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I talked about in that episode how I saw the Renaissance documentary with Beyonce. And this year in 2024, it's my Beyonce work ethic year because I was so motivated.
Mine's Tyler Perry.
Oh, yes. I was so motivated by her commitment to being excellent and her commitment to being great that motivated me. And I don't find motivation often. I find inspiration. I find reason, but I don't always find motivation. You motivate me.
Aw, now you're about to make me cry again.
You motivate me.
Thank you.
How about that? I'm mentoring you, but your story motivates me.
And you only have a little bit of the story.
And I only have a little bit of the story.
Yeah.
Yes. I love what your life has become.
Thank you.
And I am excited for what it is becoming.
Yeah.
This mentorship community that you have, do you think you can create an affiliate link for us to honor our members? And
I saw that. Oh, how does that work? Like, what do I do?
We'll talk about it offline.
Okay.
But by the time this episode drops, we will figure out how to create an exclusive link for anybody who watches Full Transparency so that you guys can work with Yamu. Now, I have to say this Yamu, yes, is a part of my community. However, I always recommend anybody that we talk about, you know that we always say, you do your due diligence, okay? You do your due diligence. And then if you like what Yamu is about, what she offers, how she teaches, and the results that you've helped other people get, then you do business with her and just say, thank you, Donni, for introducing us to Yamu. But you do your due diligence first.
Yes.
All right?
I will say this, right? When you follow me, don't buy anything, don't subscribe, just go over, wait a month, 2 months, whatever, and just check out the testimonials.
Yeah, get comfortable with you.
Yeah, check out the testimonials, ask those students and see how it goes.
I love that you...
And do that for everyone too.
Do that for everybody across the board.
Yeah, do your research.
Yeah, do that for everybody across the board. And I love that you said that. Like, don't feel pressured to buy right now.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna
spend some time with me. If you spend some time with me, you will see that this is where you need to be.
Yeah, and I show you step by step of how everything's done. Like how I'm doing it. So I'm actually doing it every day. Like I'm buying right now. I'm renovating a 12-unit apartment. So the process, everything, every daily updates is posted there. And my mentees also do posts as well. And don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait.
Ooh, okay. Dropping gems. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. I might say that. And I don't know if I'm going to give you credit for it. No, I'm joking. No, it's not. It's not yours?
No,
you heard it somewhere else too?
Somewhere.
I'm over here talking about I'm going to steal it and you stole it.
I stole it. Now I stole it. Now it's all mine.
Now it's all yours.
Yeah.
Shamelessly, I'm going to ask you, because you are one of the mentees inside of my Actionable CEO community, would you recommend it to others?
Obviously. I did actually. I actually did to all my friends.
Yeah.
And some of the mentees that I have that actually have coaching businesses. Yes. I have one. She's a model in New York. Her name is Zinga. She's a friend of mine. When I started the bigger podcast, like joining Invest in Real Estate, she was one of the ladies there. And she was like, she's black and she's a model. I can connect with her. She contacted you. I think she spoke to Bree. She wanted to do the one-on-one first.
Okay.
Your what's the
VIP day.
The VIP day. Okay. I don't know how it went, but yeah.
I don't think.
But she's joined Actionable CEO already, but she wanted to do a VIP day as well.
Nice. We'll make sure we get it. I don't think I've heard about her, but we'll make sure we get in contact with her. Yamu, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
By the time when you guys see this episode, we'll have something figured out so that you guys can work with Yamu as well. I'm going to try to talk her into a little bit of a discount. Okay. I don't know if you go to her link and it's $3,000, I'm sorry, it didn't work.
Daddy made me make it $3,000.
But if we can get just a little bit of a discount, I'm going to talk to her after this over and see what we can do. Okay. Yeah. Also, her details are in the description of wherever you're watching this video. So go and tune into her. Also, in this comment section right now, drop your biggest takeaway from this episode. Let's do this, but let's also congratulate Yamu on her transition in life, going from $4 an hour, abused every kind of way, to now being a multi-millionaire, free, finding love that loves her the right way. We are so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I need y'all to tell her in the comments, like, we're proud of you, Yamu, YAMU. We are proud of you, Yamu. If you feel it as much as I feel it, let's show her some love and put that in the comments. Thank you so much for being here.
Hug you?
You can absolutely hug me.
Oh my God. You're like a big sister. Deja, can I take her home?
Yes. And while she's standing, you can't see her face, but you can certainly. Ooh, look at this, honey. We gotta get this. I need this.
You do.
I need something like this.
This is gonna look so good in here. And you look like you're from the Fulani tribe. So
do I?
Yeah.
Tell me, because I need to like research my roots and stuff.
Yeah, you do look like a Fulani girl.
Okay. I like it. I know I'm from a tribe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're all from a tribe.
My features are as African American or as African as to the root as they can be. Okay. Yeah. So I know that I am from a tribe, but I've never been able to identify.
Did you do the DNA thing?
No, I need to do it.
You need to do it.
Yeah. And I need you to spell that word for me. What's it called? What tribe?
The Fulani. Fulani. Fulani.
Fulani. Will you somebody send that? Fulani. I'm gonna look, and I will actually. People keep telling me to do this DNA thing. I'm gonna.
They have lighter skin colors. Yeah.
Do they have big foreheads like me? Big foreheads.
And they do this head wraps, so their foreheads hidden.
Yeah. See, I show my forehead. I'd be like, look.
Yeah. You do have the forehead. You have the cheekbones
all right now.
No, but it's cute. No, okay. It's nice.
All right.
It's nice. No.
Yamu.
That's what they're known for. It's nice.
All right. We're going to check it out. It has been an absolute pleasure. And we will see you guys. Listen, don't forget, if you need mentorship, coaching and development, hit me up. All industries. It does not matter what type of entrepreneur you are. actionableceo.com, actionableceo.com. You get to connect with me. You get to connect with other entrepreneurs like Yamu, and there's so many amazing entrepreneurs, and it's just $97 a month.
Yes, and if you don't want to be held accountable, don't join.
If you don't want to be held accountable, that's for real.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be held accountable, do not join. But if you're looking to take your life and your business to a whole other level, bigger than you thought for yourself, actionableceo.com. You guys, all the links, everything is in the description, wherever you're watching this. So I will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
That was so good.
Thank you.
That was